All right, we're back from commercial break. You guys are listening to Inside Bodybuilding. We have our third guest on the show tonight, but it's the biggest guest in my opinion, and it is IFBB Pro, Toney Freeman. Tony, welcome to the show.
Hey, man. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing fantastic. And, like we were talking about before we started the interview, I don't really want to do the typical biographical interview with you because, you've been on plenty of radio shows. You've been on Project Bodybuilding before a year ago for the Olympia. So everybody knows who you are. So we want to get into more kind of topical stuff going on in bodybuilding today. And the first thing I want to, the first thing Taylor and I want to really get into is you were the first guy to really lobby for the Mr. Olympia point system. Do you think that's going well, or do you think that's kind of been botched?
Well, when they first announced it, I looked at it and I was like, well, that's close to what I was saying. Close enough anyway at the time. But I think that my thing was I was trying to make it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Not just a way to get into the Olympia. So I wanted them to give points to even the first place guy, and then have in the beginning of the year you have a supplement company or a clothing company or whoever wanted to do it be the sponsor of the point, the Olympia points or whatever, and then whoever has the most points at the end of the year, they get some kind of deal. Like a co-op deal with that situation. So that would have kind of put a monetary value behind it, gave a sponsor a chance to shine in that arena, and, put some money in the athlete's pocket and make it something that, more than, you win, basically you qualify and then you sit down. I was trying to help the promoters get more guys on stage, and kind of that way I think it'll be a little more fair because, some guys do 1 or 2 shows a year, and then other guys have to do 10 shows a year just to get in the Olympia. That doesn't make it any more fair. So,
Tony,
that's kind of what I was going for.
Is it safe to say you were kind of trying to create more of a season vibe like we have with other major sports, as opposed to right now it's kind of just disjointed and everyone just waits for the Olympia? You're trying to create like the interest all sort of preseason leading up to the big show?
Yes, and it's kind of like pole position as well. Because think about it. If you put points on everything, every show, and say you give Mr. Olympia 25 points or 20 points. So that means everybody got a high hill to climb. In other words, you've got to do some shows or kick some ass to outdo Mr. Olympia. So at the end of the year, let's just say Phil didn't get the points and Kai did because he did 3 shows or whatever. Now you got like pole position. So you should make that the points champion get a little weight. In other words, it guarantees you a top 5 call out or whatever, even if you didn't make the top 5 the year before. So normally just the regular top 5 gets called out, and then they kind of, see if somebody's in shape or leave it the same as everybody's in shape. And then some of the guys get overlooked, like my boy William Bonac last year, got completely overlooked just because that was his first time there. I mean, this happened to everybody all the way back, to the 80s or whatever. So just mix it up a little bit, get the fans a little more hyped and involved, sell some more tickets, I think, because that makes it interesting all year.
I agree completely. One thing, at least I know that when I look at a lot of the shows during the year, the way it's set up right now, the promoters, most of them do an awesome job, but there's kind of no overseeing by the IFBB. Like, we discussed it on Projectbodybuilding.com before, me and Matt. When you go see a UFC event, it's a UFC event. There's a standard for lighting, the show, the stage, everything. Do you think we'll ever see that sort of enter in bodybuilding? Because right now you go to one show and they're standing ground level with crappy lighting. You go to the other one, they have a crazy background. There's no real standards from show to show. Is that something you'd like to see?
Yes. If you remember, when I talk about standards for the sport, I mean on every level: the promoters, the athletes, the judges, supplement companies. Everyone has something written down that everyone knows about, and for as far as promoters and lighting and venues, right now, 90% of all bodybuilding shows are on a riser type stage, which is not the true human perspective. So you're really not judging the bodies in the way that we look at each other. They're kind of up on a pedestal, and that gives the shorter guys an advantage that they don't have unless they're on that pedestal. I'm not trying to take away their advantage. I'm just saying that blurs the true perception of what we're looking at as human beings, and then the lighting as well. So something that's so dependent on lighting and venue and sound and all that, because you're displaying the body, you're trying to find the best physique, what you're supposed to be anyway. It's just kind of hard to do when you got different lighting every week, different vantage points every week. So, I mean, I know they're not going to build any bodybuilding stadiums, but performing arts theaters are perfectly equipped for bodybuilding shows. And I was just at the ESPYs this week, and that theater in LA would be so spectacular for the Mr. Olympia. And I was told that there's a venue in Las Vegas that is very similar. So I think we need to look into that.
How'd you get out to the ESPYs? What were you up for?
My manager is he's pretty big time. He used to be with Mike Tyson and Tommy Hearns and Michael Moore and a bunch of R&B singers. So
Don
he knows
King?
a lot of people.
Don King?
Actually, he worked for Don King as well. Yeah, he sure did. He actually was the dude who did all the work for Don. Don got all the credit. But
okay. It was the hair.
But now he's doing his own thing. So he got us VIP to the ESPYs and to all the parties. So I met all the pretty much everybody, and it was good. It was cool. It was kind of cool going to a non-bodybuilding venue and kind of standing out amongst all those superstars and millionaires. So it was pretty cool.
I'm sure they were wondering who the hell you were, actually.
They all knew who I was, which was crazy to me. That was like kind of mind-boggling. I met Gary Sheffield, Martellus Bennett, John Sally. I mean, I met so many people, and they actually knew who I was. It was retarded.
That's super cool. One of the things, I think people are bitching about this year is that there's going to be so many Olympia competitors on the stage. I mean, probably 25, maybe 30 guys. Are there too many pro shows? Are there too many pro shows today?
No, I don't think so. I just think that I think that if you develop a standard, then certain shows would end up weeding themselves out, and then it would be, kind of like the way it should be. But I think it should be plenty of shows if the fans want to see it, because a lot of fans in these small cities never get to see it. They don't get to go to Vegas and all that. So
I was just going to say, here's the perspective, is that you've got only so many good bodybuilders, and they can only go to so many shows. So that's why the lineups are kind of weak. And then you've got a guy who maybe picks his show smartly that makes it to the Olympia that wouldn't be there if the shows were more competitive. So that's why I just think maybe there might be too many shows. And then everybody says, do we really want to have 25 guys at the Olympia instead of it being the best of the best? It's kind of like, well, how the hell did that guy get to the Olympia?
Right. I mean, like I say, but again, if there's a standard established, that wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, It's just, they're fishing for ways to make it interesting and all that. And what makes regular sports interesting? You know what the key word fan is the key word to fanatic. And the reason why people are fanatical about football and baseball and basketball is because they feel like they know what's going on. They're involved in the situation. They can see a penalty. They know when somebody scores. They know when somebody, you know what I'm saying? I've been going to bodybuilding shows for almost 30 years, and I can sit out in the crowd and be like, what the fuck? I mean, so, people in the real world just wouldn't tolerate that. They wouldn't go to it. They wouldn't attend it. We are all passion driven, and we're going to come anyway. So that's why we show up. But I mean, it just wouldn't happen in regular sports. We need some kind of established way to do it. And I can make suggestions, but it don't have to be the way I think. It's just anything, bro. That's why I love football so much, because I know every little freaking detail about it.
Yeah. Well, they did the challenge. They did the back 15 years ago, they did that whole challenge round.
The challenge is weak because all those guys, they get up there and did one pose against Ronnie because they thought that was his weakest pose, and they got their ass smashed anyway. When I say standard, I mean symmetry standards, proportion standards. You can't have 32-inch quads and 17-inch arms and be winning shows. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
I've had this debate with other guys before. Is bodybuilding a sport about conditioning, or is it about being the best? You know, because you talked about
the physique.
Yeah.
Conditioning is supposed to be one of the requirements. But if you have somebody with an incredible physique who's slightly off, and you have somebody with a busted physique that's completely rock hard and shredded, I mean, it's supposed to be a beauty contest with muscles. So, I mean, I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
So, Tony, how does Branch Warren beat Cedric McMillan?
Because there's no standard.
Yeah.
There's no standard. I think that's the bottom line. I agree.
I think a lot of what you're saying is what we see, at least on our website, with the people
you got to understand, when you look at Branch, you cannot help but be impressed. So if they have a freak show category and a physique category, then Branch kicks ass all day long. So,
yeah.
but
they got the most muscular
one over the other. I understand that, but what I'm saying is, that's really like apples and bananas. That ain't even apples and oranges. Both apples and oranges, both round. That's like the banana and. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you got to give the guys who aren't as genetically gifted visually or aesthetically a chance too. So I mean, that would make it more interesting. If you had like a freak show category and then a classic ultimate physique category, I mean, each one of those they'll have fans. It'll be cool because that's how it is. I mean, so now we got people who like Cedric crying because Branch beats them, and people who like Branch say, "Oh, fuck Cedric, you don't look." You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at right now because there's no established anything other than it's on Saturday, basically.
Yeah, no shit.
And sometimes Friday.
Yeah, there was one Sunday last year. Yeah, Tony, just because you were talking.
I mean, like in the prejudging when we're posing, you got it should be everyone should be hitting the pose the same way at the same time because you're being judged. I mean. How are you judging 5 different things? It doesn't. You have no standard and you have different stuff. So it's like really crazy. I don't know how they do it. I would be. It would take me all day to judge a show, and they'd be doing the shit in like 10, 15 minutes. So I don't know.
Hey Tony, I was just curious since you were talking about reaching audiences in a way a mainstream sports would. I just have to ask. How much, I know the reasons you say it makes it hard for people to follow, but you're out there talking to normal, fans and stuff a lot more. How much do you still think the whole, steroids thing freaks out the general public in compared to other sports?
Completely oblivious people, it might disturb in one way, shape, or form or whatever. But, people who have any kind of inkling about, what it takes to do what we do know that that's just a portion of the situation.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, then the person with the best stuff would always win, and that's not always the case. So I think that,
You think with more of the general...
have their opinion, because a lot of people... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you think with more people sort of hopping on this recreational bodybuilders, I mean, there's like everyone on Facebook, is posting about going to the gym, even if they don't look like a bodybuilder. Do you think that's sort of increasing awareness and benefiting us so people aren't so quick to just throw that label on us?
It definitely helps. But it also, you have to understand, now, if you have an aesthetic pleasing to the eye type physique, you're not really going to get that. I don't hardly ever get any kind of negative anything anywhere I ever go. And I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about in bodybuilding arenas. I'm talking about, I go everywhere. So I'm talking about regular Joes who don't work out, old ladies coming out of the grocery store. I mean, that old men. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I get that kind of love from the regular people. So I think it's how you present yourself. That's another reason why I dress the way I do, because I think that it shows my hard work. If I walk around with, all covered up, and I'm not against that. I'm just saying it's people's perception of you. They see you all the time in, 3-4 sweatsuits and all that type of stuff. And then all of a sudden one day you take your clothes off and you got muscles. That's when they say, oh, that's all drugs, because they don't get to see the process. They don't get to appreciate, your struggle, because you're hiding it from them. Yeah. That's to each his own. Some people do that. Some people don't. I'm just saying, I just know from layman's terms, just from talking to people, perception is everything. So that's how they look at it.
Hey, let's. I want to switch gears just a little bit here. Talking about just how bodybuilding's growing. I don't mean bodybuilding. I mean like the industry. With the new divisions and bikini physique.
Yep.
Do you think that bodybuilding should be set aside for its own venue and own show, like the 212 and the Open and the IFBB should have their own contest, and then let the physique and the bikini and the figure have their own day somewhere else? Would that be good? Because, when you talk about like the Olympia, there's no way they're selling out that Orleans arena if not for men's bodybuilding, or right. there's no way all those people are going to the expo if not for the men's bodybuilders. So, right. but then yet when we talk about numbers, the numbers are really only growing in the bikini, men's physique, et cetera, et cetera. So what do you think about that?
You know where the numbers are growing? The numbers are growing because of the number of competitors. So when I go all over guest posing and all that, and I notice in the audience, only people in the audience are people who they have someone in the show, or they're connected to, they're either training with somebody or they're getting trained by the person in the show. They're the family of somebody in the show. They're in the show. There's no people in there that's never been there before, or I saw the poster and I wanted to see what it was all about. That's like 1% of the audience. So, yes, the numbers are rising, but that's just because there's more people competing and they're just bringing their family.
Well, every bikini girl brings 12 people.
And that makes money for the promoters. Say that again?
I said every bikini girl, I think, brings 12 people minimum. I think that's how.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's how you end up with the gurus having 35 people in the show. You know what I'm saying? Because they're training that many people, and that's why it's crowded. That's why they're not really selling tickets. They're selling registrations and all that. And I mean, like I say, there are numbers and they are growing. So, but it's not like fan numbers. It's not people who aren't participating in some way, shape, or form in the show.
Would that be good for the sport, though, to separate them? Because, if you keep combining all these divisions in one show, the first thing everybody bitches about is, oh, the shows take so long, or the judges are like, we're here all day.
Exactly. I think something should be done to make it more professional. Again, there we go. Like, there's no standards. Football games, 60 minutes. Basketball games, 48 minutes. Baseball games, nine innings. You know what I'm saying? So we need something similar to that, or people think, it's the way it is right now.
Right. No, well, yeah, I mean, we're talking in hypothetical, obviously.
Yeah, of course. So, that would change a lot of things. Like I say, having the correct venue, having X amount of tickets. If it was live the first day and you can watch it on TV the next day or something like that, I think that would have an effect. So there's all kind of ways you can play with it.
Here's one for it's the NPC. Ever since they decided to give 2 cards out to each, first and second place at nationals, we're seeing that get watered down a lot. And I'm the first person, I don't know if I am, but I'm the first person I ever heard myself say, this comment to, and I want to see what your take on is. Should guys that continuously place bad in pro shows, so like 12th place, 13th place, 16th place, over and over again, should they lose their pro card at some point and have to go back to the NPC to requalify? And I say that because it would also help the NPC out to repopulate the bodies, because I feel like because they're giving out pro cards left and right, it would make the NPC exciting again, which has been kind of awful the past 4 or 5 years. What do you think?
Man, you covered a lot of ground with that one. As someone who is not placing as well as I used to.
Well, that's why it's a tough question.
Yeah. But see, like, I won't even get on mine yet. But I think that if you demoted people from pro status, they would just go away. They would just quit. You might, like I say, that would be a part of it. If you don't withhold your top 20 ranking, blah blah blah, you got to requalify or something like that, and that's part of a standard, and people would have to uphold that. So the watered downness, they said they gave away 80 pro cards at the Team Universe.
Jesus,
it was a lot.
Is that correct?
I don't know that number, but it was a lot. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you have people like making jokes about it, and somebody told me about it. I didn't see it or follow it, and I don't know if that's how it went, but I visualized a room full of athletes, and they tell everybody to close their eyes, and they say, well, you either look up or look down. And then some people looked up, some people looked down, and the ones that look down got the pro cards. I mean, it's like that's how many cards. I mean, dude, that doesn't even make any sense. And I know it's a lot of classes, but where are they going to compete? And it's weird. I don't get that.
Okay, what's your take? Because I agree. Another thing we've talked about is, what do you think about having a third division in the IFBB men's bodybuilding? Because you got guys that are winning welterweight that weigh 150 pounds that are going to have to sit out for 4 or 5 years to get to that 212 level, just to build the muscle to compete. And granted, you got a Derek Farnsworth every now and again, or a Sean Clarita that can compete pretty well, Marvin Ward. But should there be that 175 division so they can compete right away, so you don't have this meaningless pro card given out to this little guy?
Again, they've been talking about that for I don't know how many years. That's why they came up with 212 and 202 and all that. So I guess you can make it smaller. There's a lot of shorter. I think that's more of a height thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got somebody like Lex Lewis, who I've seen in incredible condition at 230 pounds. Then you got another guy there, Farnsworth is, I don't know, 180, 190. I don't know how much
I think he's like, 170.
But you know what I'm saying? But they're not far from the same height. So, you know what I mean? I don't know how that works out. I think.
But is just adding a third division again too much?
Say that one more time.
Is just adding a third division too much?
I wouldn't say it's too much. I think it's more watering down. I remember how special bodybuilding used to be, and I remember, the thing that makes people jump up on stage is the fact that as an amateur, you could go to a national qualifier without qualifying for the national qualifier. And so people go to that show and they qualify for the nationals. And so now they're thinking pro card before they even won the state show. And that's what happens to a lot of people's mentality. So they're like peeking in the oven before the cake is done. And that's really all, that's what that is. And then they go there and it's all watered down and, but it's a great experience. So they keep going again. So because the people that are winning the shows, you have like 2 or 3 guys or 2 or 3 people in each class that belong there. And then the rest is, also ran. So,
Hey Taylor, let's get into this Olympia live stream. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just became news that Bodybuilding.com will not be doing the Olympia live stream. This has been a staple this is one of the only shows we get to actually watch. That being said, a lot of the the way they do it with a lot of the announcers and stuff has come under scrutiny. Tony, what were your first thoughts when you heard this, and how does it impact bodybuilding? What does it say about what's going on? Just fill us in.
Well, I don't know if you guys believe in the secret, but I do. I believe that the law of attraction is one of the most powerful things in the universe. And the day before they announced that Bodybuilding.com was not going to be broadcasting, my associates had a meeting with 5x5 Media about broadcasting the Olympia and the Arnold Classic on television. So that kind of, that was like a wow moment for us, because we thought we were going to have to deal with the obstacle of Bodybuilding.com. And now that obstacle is no longer there, I think that, we'll have our presentation together here shortly. I think it's just going to make it an easier deal to accept. It's a pretty sweet deal. And so hopefully that it will still be broadcast, and it'll be broadcast on television. We can't promise anything like that because they still have to agree to everything, but the offer was put out there, so now we just got to connect the dots.
Who's 5x5? What is that? What's their vehicle?
You remember the Rock show? What show he had the
where he's transformation people or something like that?
Not the they were like making them tough people. I forgot the name of it.
Is it a channel that most people have access to though?
Yeah. Well, it's for cable, so all they do Spike, they do all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
They haven't chosen where they would broadcast it, but that's like the name of the production company or whatever. So
Gotcha.
They would shoot it and then buy the time on whichever station they wanted to put it on.
So we'd finally get off the internet.
Then they would.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. It'll be shot in high definition. I don't know if you guys ever get the DVD from the show every year. It's like ridiculous. I mean, I can't even. It looks like beta. I mean, I can't even believe how.
Let's please say that you're going to have some decision in who's doing the announcing, so we don't have some random men's physique guy who mispronounces everyone's name. Please.
Yes, I will definitely make suggestions for and against.
Can I nominate you if for some reason you don't qualify? Can we nominate you?
Please.
Well, I'm not even going to try to qualify anymore. I'm already on. I'm actually just starting my first off season since 2007. A lot of people don't know that, but I did 60 shows from 2006 till just recently, and I've done 70 total. And so I got a lot of outside things outside the sport going on, and I thought about it. I said, what if I did qualify? How could I do at the Olympia this year? And all I saw was 12th or worse. So I just decided, the last time I did well at the Olympia, I was about 290 pounds. The last show I competed in, I was about 275. So, I mean, I don't really need anyone else to tell me, that it's not what it used to be or whatever. So I'm just going to take the time to improve my physique. I'm already, I'm like 3 pounds away from 300. Still hard, still vascular. So when they see me at the Olympia, they'll definitely think I'm competing, but I won't be competing. I'll be, focusing on doing a show later to qualify for next year. And my goal is to be, my all-time best at the 2016 Olympia at 50 years old.
Awesome.
So
do you have you just sort of you going to just have an off season until you feel you're ready, or do you have a timeline kind of in your head for the show that you'll qualify?
I'm actually dieting. So, I mean, I'm not just, I'm saying? I'm actually going hard. So it's not like I'm just chilling. So I'll be able to just pick a show whenever. I'm looking at Diana Cado's show. I didn't really want to announce it, but I'm looking at that in October. And then if not, then it'll be something, early. So I got invited.
For some reason, I thought you were I was going to say, for some reason, I thought you were dieting for 2016, not this year. So. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I am dieting for 2016, but
I thought Diana's show was this year.
It is. What I'm trying to say is, it's all about qualifying for next year. So if we get 6 weeks out and it looks like I need to go ahead and do that, then I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll be. I mean, I'm in shape now, right as we speak. So I mean, I could get ready for Tampa if I needed to. But I'm just, I'm happy right now. I'm lifting heavier than ever. I got all my little, nicks and scrapes all taken care of. So I'm having a good time. But I actually am dieting and doing cardio and everything.
What does dieting mean for you? Is it pretty standard as business as usual?
Dieting for me means following the plan.
Okay.
If I'm not getting ready for a show, I just eat whatever the hell I want. I don't even think about it. But I'm actually following the plan. And
will this be the first time you've sort of you've applied that in the off season? Like where you pretty much treat it like a prep?
No, that's how I used to do it. That's how I was able. That's why I was looking the way I used to look.
Gotcha.
I used to diet the whole year. I mean, I just basically, Mr. Lorimer, he is a good friend of mine, and about 2010, I think it was. It might have been 2009, but he was a little upset because a lot of guys would skip the Arnold. And I told him, I said, Mr. Lorimer, as long as you're promoting the Arnold Classic, I'm going to do your shows. And, we shook hands on that. And, at the time, I was doing 6, 7, 8 shows a year anyway. So, but lately that's been a strain on my body because of a lot of things, but mainly because of my injuries. But he turned it over to his son after Brazil, so I lived up to my promise. And so after Dallas didn't go the way that I would hope it would, I just decided to take some time off and be a bodybuilder for a little while.
What were those injuries?
I fell down the steps in 2009. If you remember back in 2009, my quads were actually bigger than my waist. And I fell down the steps and I did something to my hip. And it hurt for a couple of days, but I didn't.
Tony, that's what old guys do. That's what old guys do. They fall.
Yeah, I know, man. I was just
like you're one broken hip away from being Ronnie Coleman.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So now I get therapy twice a week, and Actually, I got about 5 different therapists working on me, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty.
Are you noticing a pretty big difference when you're training?
Body-wise now.
You notice a difference?
Say that again?
You notice a difference training your legs and stuff?
Oh, I couldn't squat at all. I couldn't even get in the squat position. I mean, it was retarded. So I just trained. You know how we do? We just train around it. And, you know, my legs just slowly start just atrophied more and more and more. So, you know, back then my legs were right at 32. My waist was 31. My legs are 31 again. My waist is not 31. But they're coming back. So I'm really excited. I'm able to squat like the old days, pretty much, training hard. And so people will be surprised when they see me, you know, with a little time under my belt and training for real and eating clean and being serious. So,
have you set a timetable for your career? Do you know when it's going to be over?
I'm looking at the next year's Mr. Olympia to be able to be satisfied with all that I've accomplished, and that's why I'm taking this time to really bring something special, because I feel like if I did that, then it would be fair to just say, okay, I'm done. I'll always be a bodybuilder. I'll always be in shape, but competition now is so different than what it used to be. I don't feel like we really get to compete against each other anymore. So it's not as fun as it used to be. It's actually kind of a drag, to be honest with you.
What if they changed? What if they actually put standards in place? Would that reinvigorate you?
Yeah. Well, it's not that I'm not invigorated. I got Hollywood waiting on me. I got a lot of incredible things waiting on me. So bodybuilding is my passion. So this passion gets in the way of other things that I'm pretty good at. So I wanted to give myself a timetable to say, okay, if you can't do, I don't have any visions of grandeur of being Mr. Olympia, but I would like to make the top 5 again before I retire. So I think if I can come out there, 300 pounds, 305 in top shape, which, the time between now and then would give me time to do so. I'm 297 right now, so it's not like it's a pipe dream. I would be happy. I'll be content. And I'll be old. I'll be 50.
You'll be almost Robbie Robinson up there.
Right. So, yeah. But the thing is, people try to guess my age all the time and all that. But this is honestly, and I'm not saying it because people say shit all the time, but this is really the best physical shape that I've been in probably ever. I mean, maybe when I was 25, when I was, running, 440 at 245 pounds, but now my body is in tune. I'm healthy. I know it works for me. My head is together. I'm not chasing women all over the place. So I think I'm good. I'm in a good place right now.
Which one of these are you? The gullible, uninformed gym goer who gets hypnotized by $12,000 supplement ads with flashy made-up scientific terms created by a sales and marketing team? Or are you a knowledgeable, advanced athlete, bodybuilder, powerlifter, or fitness woman who knows the real deal? Well, let me tell you about fitness and bodybuilding's dirty little secret, TrueNutrition.com. The people who know what's really going on skip the retail sales team and go right to the manufacturer at TrueNutrition.com. TrueNutrition.com cuts out the middleman and is not only a source, but is also the manufacturer of raw ingredients for bodybuilding and fitness. At TrueNutrition.com, you can customize your own proteins, carbs, and fats. Put what you want in the supplements and make sure the other guys aren't putting bunk ingredients and fillers in your products just to make a fast buck. You can even customize your own oatmeals. You can use the do-it-yourself customizer to design your own supplements the way you want them designed. Stop being a newbie and start making your own supplements. You can at TrueNutrition.com. For an extra 5 to 10% off your orders, use the code PROJECTBB in the discount code box at checkout. That's PROJECTBB and get 5 to 10% off at TrueNutrition.com. Muscle Sport International prides itself on being an exclusive sports nutrition brand. But what does the term exclusive really mean when it comes to sports supplements? Anyone can create a formula, have it mass-produced and distributed throughout the market with profit as the only goal. The game changer is when a group of people put their heart and soul into a brand and make sure that every single detail is in line before a product ever sees a shelf. Visit us online at www.musclesport.com and see for yourself what Exclusive is all about. Offering a wide range of products from pre, intra, to post-workout nutrition, along with our diet and anabolic series, musclesport.com is your one-stop shop. Visit musclesport.com and take your supplementation to the elite level.
Hey, Tony, I had a question. I know, I think the last time we interviewed you, were telling us, or at least I heard an interview, you're talking about your son and his crazy genetics, but he wasn't focusing on bodybuilding much. I think I recently saw a post, I don't know if it's on your Instagram or what, but has that changed? Because I'm pretty sure he looks pretty damn fantastic, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just had a meeting with a movie guy, Hollywood guy, and I had a meeting with a producer a couple of weeks ago, and we're working on something. He wants to be a bodybuilder now, so nice. I wanted him to play football. I wanted him to run in the Olympics,
aka make money. Is what you're saying?
Well, he's just a really gifted athlete. He's a great sprinter. He has incredible physical attributes. He definitely would, like all the combine numbers out there, like the 40. The top 40 this year was like a 4.3 or 4.29 or something. He runs a 4.3. He has a 12-foot standing broad jump, a 44-inch vertical leap. So he has those type of skills to do that. So I just want him to at least pursue it. But he stepped to me about 2 or 3 months ago, said he wanted to be a bodybuilder. So we're going to do, we're going to do it. So I'm going to
How tall is he? Is he the same height
by
as
the
you?
time I get... No, he's actually 5'10". He's a better he's a better bodybuilding specimen than me. He don't have the long, extra long appendages like I do.
Yeah.
He's way stronger, more explosive. He has longer muscle belly. So he's going to be, I'm about to take him under my wing and we might do some men's physique at first just to get the stage situation worked out. And then
you see,
get him on stage.
Yeah. I mean, you have more experience than anyone. Can you sort of, the family ties aside, is he a future professional for sure in your eyes?
Oh, please. This boy could be getting ready for Mr. Olympia by the time I get ready to retire. If I hung out for a couple more years.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, he's basically another me. So imagine me having my 48-year-old brain and my 25-year-old body.
It's like you get to start your career all over again.
I get a do-over, brother, with a better canvas.
Oh,
he's pure as the driven snow. No smoking, no drinking, no nothing ever. I can't wait.
Fun.
I can't wait to. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually getting another house, and I'm moving them back in the house. I'm gonna get food sponsors and supplement sponsors to follow us through this whole process. It'll be ridiculous.
We always wonder that a lot of times, what if we take someone with the best genetics and just give them good guidance? And, a lot of people come from, a lot of bodybuilders, like, Dorian Yates' son, for instance, is moderately muscular, but, he didn't want to be a bodybuilder, even though he shows he has the genetics for him. So it's kind of cool to see someone who has that genetics and obviously the lineage from you just straight up get taken right into the world of bodybuilding. Because usually they almost avoid it because kids never want to do what their parents do, you know?
Yeah, well, think about this. Now, imagine someone, he's 200 pounds, 205 pounds. He's probably about 5% body fat. Listen, the boy, the other day, he can jump squat with 315 on his back. He clean and jerks, he power cleans 315. I mean, he's like beyond, it doesn't even make any sense, the type of shit that he can do. So, he's never had 8 hours of sleep. He's never ate 6 meals in one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to take him and put him into like a cocoon almost and just feed him what he needs to eat, and all he's going to do is eat, sleep, and train. And I'm going to give him a couple of days off a week so he can be human. But
Taylor, am I crazy, or does it sound like Tony's son is actually Michael Lockett?
No kidding.
Like the guy just doesn't.
Michael is really awesome, but I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you've seen his picture on Instagram. I mean, think about that. The body he has right now is just from running track. Now he does have a degree. And he has a degree in exercise science and business. He has 5 certifications. He has the NFL trainer certification. He has the top strength and conditioning certification, the top personal trainer. He has 5 different certifications, so he knows what he's doing in the gym. He's just never bodybuilt before. He's all been explosive movement. So I'm taking all those fast twitch muscles and slowing it all down, and then feeding him. And like I say, I'm gonna be with him for every single rep.
That's cool, man.
For the next 5 years, it's gonna be bananas.
That's pretty
really
cool.
Bananas.
Pretty
this
cool.
Needs to be like you talk about sponsors. This needs to be filmed. I think this would be a great documentary.
Oh, brother, I just told you. I just met with the producer. I'm writing the treatment right now. I'm so excited. I just want to spill the beans, but I got to get a little more concrete before I put it all out there. But imagine this. Imagine a 50-year-old man with 30 years competing experience, and then his son, 27 years old, or 26 years old at the time, I'd be 27, competing on the same stage against each other, and they train for the show together. So I think that's a nice.
You're not. I pulled up a picture right now, and you're not even remotely joking. Like the kids, he's watched the kid.
You see the deltoids on that boy?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
And you see the abs, and you see his face. 3.8 grade point average with that face and that body and my brain. Please, it's gonna be ugly.
Matt, if you're on, I'll message you the picture right now, just if you're available. I took it.
Well, I probably. This is probably how Ken Griffey Sr. used to talk about Ken Griffey Jr.
No shit.
If you go to but that's probably the only father-son that actually got to play together like that. I mean, it could be more, it could be others. But bodybuilding is a little different than baseball.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at my Instagram and scroll down a little bit, you'll see a video of him jumping over this dude's head. I'm telling you, it's crazy what this boy can do. So I'm just really excited to just, hold him down and feed him and just, show him the way step by step by step.
And here I am.
The stupid mistakes that I made over the years, he just can just bypass all of that.
And here I am sleeping plenty, eating exactly how I should for 5 years and looking nothing like this kid who just started.
He hadn't even started in them pictures yet. That's the crazy part. The boy is...
It's juices and berries.
Oh, shit.
All right. Hey, Tony, we got a special segment to finish every interview. We do 10 questions. We do 10 questions. They're kind of off the wall. You can either kind of say the first thing that comes to your mind or elaborate, whatever you want. So, Taylor, will you cue the music?
Oh, I will cue it.
Okay. Here's 10 questions with Toney Freeman. All right. Question number 1. Who talks the most shit in the IFBB but never really backs it up?
Damn. Man, I haven't really heard anybody talk too much crap lately. I'll just say me then, because I haven't really heard anybody say anything.
That's a great answer. All right. Question number 2. Kai Greene. Great poser or complete embarrassment?
Great poser. I mean, Kai does some things that are a little over the top for some people, but that's just because of the background he comes from. A lot of people don't know about his dancing background, his capoeira background, so he's just expressing himself the way he knows how. So I think he's a great poser.
Good answer.
Yeah. Question number 3. Name one well-known guru you would never work with in a million years.
Man, one well-known guru I'd never worked with in a million years. Damn.
That's why it's 10 questions, baby.
Shit. I mean, all the ones that I want to work with, I worked with. Chad is the only one I haven't worked with that I would work with. But everybody else I've worked with already. So I don't. The rest of those guys I don't even know. I hear a bunch of names. Like you rattled off some names.
Okay, let me give you a name. Would you ever work with the fish man, Ramy Hammond?
Man, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I had a chance to work with Ron.
Honey.
What's his name? What'd you say? Honey. Yes.
I call him the fish man.
I never heard anybody call him that before. I had a chance to work with Honey, and I used to say I regretted it back in the day. So, but I mean, that's like one of those type of questions. I'm just a curious type of dude, so I want to know what Honey knows. So I probably would work with him just for that reason. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of dude I am. But you know, most of these gurus out there, it's not a lot of difference, bro. It's someone who can motivate you to keep you on the program and who don't sell you bullshit. Then they're a good guru. None of them don't really know. They're not splitting atoms or creating nothing. They taking great people with great genetics and great work ethics and, you know, great accessories and putting it together. It's the ones that can keep you focused on the task at hand. Those are the guys who separate themselves. That's what George is very good at. Is keeping you focused on the task at hand. That's what Dave Palumbo is good at. He keeps you focused. He gives you that accountability to make you do what you're supposed to do.
All right. Question number 4.
So I really didn't answer, but go ahead.
You did. I think you said Ramy Hammond.
Yeah, he wins that one.
All right. Question number 4. Who's the best looking IFBB female competitor any division?
Ooh, man. Some of them I don't even know their name yet. They done all just popped up from out of the oblivion.
Give us somebody you might know. Give us somebody we all know.
On stage, I still like Monica Brand over all of them. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, but that's because, I mean, I don't know what she looks like now, but I'm going by what she looked like last time I saw her on stage.
You sure you don't want another pick?
Yeah, I know. Currently, man, I don't know the names of all of them like that to compare. I see. There's 2 girls. They're twins. One of them won in Dallas the other day.
Taylor, twins.
No, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I don't know their name either, but I thought she was pretty spectacular.
Both of them? Is one of them better looking than the other?
Oh, okay. Let me rephrase this. Let me rephrase the question. There you go, Tony. Let me rephrase it. If you got really, really messed up, I don't know what the substance is that'll get you there, but would you ever go with Irish Kyle?
No. No.
I had to ask. I had to ask.
No. You know, I respect Iris. She's an insane bodybuilder. All that good stuff like that. But no, that ain't my type of, you know, I think people think.
Can you just pick maybe just a division just to give an idea? Like what division is you're like, ah, shit, that's the one. Bikini figure? But like which division of female competitor is the one that you pay the most attention to? Wink, wink.
I'm the little young figure girl who's about to do the Tampa. I think she's pretty special. Now okay. I'm talking about competitive wise. I think the question is who I think is the hottest or something like that. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, but when I look at those girls on stage, I don't really see a lot of sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I see more athletes. There's not too many of them up there that make me bite my finger and be like, ooh, I'd tear that up. You know what I'm saying? They look good. I respect what they're doing, but that's just not what they're not projecting that to me. I'm not receiving that.
Yes,
I remember being at a show and I'm watching the bikini and I'm saying to myself, how am I looking at 90% naked women and not feeling the normal feelings that you know what I'm saying? Like the man feeling when you're looking at a woman with no clothes on, that doesn't exist when I'm looking up there. I don't know what that is or why that is. Maybe it's because of the way they do the quarter turns or something, but it's just not sexy to me. So I just have to go by the athlete that I like who looks good and who's in shape and call it a day. Cool. I'm not looking at them, you know, because I remember when it first came out, it was a little softer. So we would have this thing, you know, we would say recreational fine and competitive fine. Some of the girls weren't in shape. And they would look better for more recreational purposes, and then the other girls would be all ripped up, and you'd be like, "Yeah, she looks good. That's cool." But
I myself like recreational fine, so there we go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they need. They need a division where it's like voluptuous and fit. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of bounce to it. I won't say jiggle, but a little bit of bounce, a little bit of softness, roundness, something that you would walk through the mall holding their hand without worrying about it. You know what I'm saying? like that.
Here. I agree. All right, question number 5.
I'm just saying, because these girls are awesome and I respect it, but it's just not what I'm looking at, not what I'm looking for.
You don't need to do 500 calories for 10 weeks, basically.
No tilapia and rice cake diet.
Exactly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, leave a little something, So.
Let's move on to number 5. Switching gears. If it comes down to Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, and you had to vote, who would you pick today? Forget about you got to do it today.
I don't know if I really would want to, but I would have to go with Donald. I know Donald's crazy and acts crazy and all that type of stuff, but a lot of the stuff he'd be saying, like maybe if he wasn't saying it, or if he wasn't saying it the way he was saying it, it might come off a little better. I don't really see nothing too special about Hillary. So I'll just pick Donald just because that's the only choice I got.
There we go. Question number 6. You're 49 years old. Does 50 scare the shit out? Oh, wow. You're okay. What is it, August 30th? I know this answer.
Yeah.
Does 50 scare the shit out of you? Yeah.
It did about 7 years ago, but now it doesn't.
There's no hiding.
Now that I know what 48 feels like, I'm about to be 49 in 45 days or something like that.
You got a countdown.
Knowing what I know about myself and knowing the resources that I have, I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna be looking similar to this till probably about 68, 69. I won't be 300 pounds. I'll probably get smaller and smaller, but I'm more fit now. Like I can move now. I can do things besides lift weights now, and that kind of gives me hope. And so yeah. Plus, I'm using Nerium on my face, so my skin will keep up with my body, and I'm good.
Perfect.
So it's true that black doesn't crack.
As long as you keep it polished, it don't crack, brother. I'm telling you.
We'll have to take your word for it.
Hey, check this out. My mother just retired from teaching school for 30 years, right? I can show you pictures of her when I left home at 17 and show you pictures from her retirement. She ain't aged but 5 minutes in 30 years. It's crazy.
Bodybuilding really is all about genetics. There you go.
It is. Sure. I mean, she is amazing. So yeah, you can keep yourself. Did you see Smokey Robinson the other day on the BET Awards? Y'all probably didn't watch the BET Awards, but
we missed the BET Awards.
Look at Janet Jackson and Smokey Robinson. That'll let you know right there.
All right, question number 7. Are you familiar with the game Fuck, Marry, Kill?
Who?
The game. It's Fuck, Marry, Kill. So you got to fuck somebody, you got to marry somebody, and you got to kill somebody.
Get 3 names.
No, I never heard of it, but I'm looking forward to this one. Go ahead. Okay. So you got 3 names. Names you know well, and you got to fuck one, you got to marry one, you got to kill one. Okay. Go ahead. Hillary Clinton.
She's
Condoleezza Rice, and Oprah Winfrey.
Damn. I'm marrying Oprah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm marrying Oprah. She's a billionaire, so I'm marrying Oprah, period. Damn, that means I got to fuck Condoleezza or Hillary?
Yeah.
I'm fuck Condoleezza then, and I'm killing Hillary. Sorry, Hillary.
Well, you were voting for Donald, so there we go.
Hey, headshot. Boop, boop.
You went all Aaron Hernandez on us, all right? Okay.
Ooh, boy, that's hilarious.
Question number 8. This one, if you thought that was good, this is really good. Question number 8. Caitlyn Jenner, hot or not?
Oh, hey man, listen. I was at the ESPYs.
Oh yeah.
Look here, man.
You'd have hit the shit out of that, wouldn't you?
I don't really get into all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I first saw the Vanity Fair, I was like, who that face looks familiar. I didn't even really get it, right? So now, of course, I know what it is. So I'm at the ESPYs, and, it's one of those commercial breaks right before they gave the award away, and I'm out there in the lobby, and then they say, Caitlyn's about to go on, so everybody runs in there and starts, to get their seat. And I'm kind of just hanging out in the lobby. And then they announce him, and then they come and start talking. And I'm like, wait a minute, why? I'm not there. I haven't seen him yet or whatever. I'm like, well, why is the voice so deep? So they're like, oh yeah, he's not even, he still likes women and everything. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, you mean to tell me he went through all that shit and he's still dating chicks and not even trying to disguise his voice as a woman? I was like, wow. So I walked in to try to listen to it, and then when I saw him and I was listening and I'm looking and I'm listening and I'm looking, I just had to walk back out. I'm like, that don't even make no sense right there. So I'm gonna say definitely not. I'm impressed because they actually do make him look like a woman, or that's how. How old is he? 60-something?
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
He looks like a 50-something. He looks like a 50-something, late 50-year-old woman.
So not only did he change genders, he kind of went back like 15 years. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, did he cut his thing off though?
No, it's still there. It's still
really?
There. It's still there. Yeah.
Oh.
He got implanted. Okay. That's it.
Ooh.
Okay, because they said he still likes women, and that just made me scratch my head. I'm like, so you just did all this for attention and publicity, and you like the clothes and shit? Really? Like, okay.
It came down to the heels, man. It was the heels.
Hey.
That's pretty amazing.
Question number 9. What actor plays Toney Freeman in the movie about your life?
Current actor? I would get my son to play me. But
well, he's not an actor. You got to go like a real actor.
Yeah, I know. Damn.
What was the guy from the?
From the Old Spice?
That guy's pretty good. I was trying to think of something taller, though. Michael Clark Duncan.
No. Yeah, that's what people try to say, but really? I'm way pretty.
Ving Rhames.
Yeah, he's kind of got
Who's
a
face.
Yeah, I'm way prettier than Ving Rhames too. So I had to, we might have to spray paint the rock or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Terry
Put
Crews
about 40 on him.
Terry Crews was
Terry Crews, that's the guy.
No, we can't do Terry.
What about Shamar Moore? He's a good looking guy.
You got to put 100 pounds on Shamar.
Yeah, you know who he is. What about Will Smith?
You can put about 70 on LL Cool J. That ain't really gonna work. But Charles Barkley, no, he ain't an actor either. Dude,
that would be great. If you had Charles Barkley as you, that would be...
Rewind. I'm a unicorn, bro. Can't nobody play me. It had to be me. I'm a unicorn. Where you gonna find another 6'2", 300 pound black dude? I'm the only one.
Will Smith was probably the closest. If Will Smith put a year or two.
No, it would be The Rock. It would be The Rock. It would be
it'd have to be, I guess.
Spray paint The Rock. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That'll work.
Oh, he's Samoan black. That's close enough.
Yeah, he's not white.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think too many people gonna argue with it. They'll be like, "Yeah, that'll work. That's close enough."
Yeah,
all right, cool.
All right, the final question, and this is the drum roll question. The final question, number 10. Before we let you out of here, give Taylor and I one reason that we should like Phil Heath.
One reason. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to like Phil Heath.
Matt's not a fan, but I actually I don't dislike Phil at all. He just likes to try to lump me in with it.
Phil is like the American dream on fast forward. I mean, it usually takes somebody to do what he did twice as long as it took him. And he had some help, but he did his part as well. So, he I ain't gonna lie, Phil is the man to me. I'm a Kai Greene fan, Sean Roden fan, Dexter Jackson fan too, Dennis Wolf, blah blah blah. But for Phil to come out of nowhere really and deserve it most of the time, I think he's good. He's good. You should just like him because he's done something that even Kevin LaRose, who's probably the last person that we saw with that kind of talent and gift to be able to actually fulfill the Mr. Olympia. So I got nothing but love for him.
So we should like him because he's got green eyes.
Well, that's one reason why he will want you to like him no matter how he acts. So yeah, I think that's a plus. I think I do say this: if Phil had normal arms, and this is all fantasy, and regular eyes, it would be a different situation. Now, you can't take neither one of those things away from him.
No, fuck.
But I think those two attributes set him apart from everyone else, where if he didn't have those two attributes, he would be one of many. So,
yeah, like you could say the same thing about Jay Cutler. Take away his quads and his hair. Fuck. What do you got?
Well, Jay had one spectacular quad, and it made you not pay attention to the other quad. But other than that, Jay, I mean, with the waist he had back in 2001,
yeah,
and one more quad and a little bit better back, he would have been the ultimate.
One more quad. That's like the girl. That's like the girl from Total Recall.
Well, I'm just saying, Jay's one quad is like the most ridiculous quad you've ever seen.
Yeah,
and the other one is just good. I'm saying if he had both of them totally ridiculous like that from the front, that would have been almost impossible to beat. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it almost was anyway. You know what I mean? So that true. Right there would have been like, whew.
Toney,
he lost his back towards the end, but Jay was the man.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Toney, thanks for coming on the show. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any people you're working with, sponsors, etc.?
I also saw some supplement stuff you're putting out. You want to let us know what's going on there?
ATP Science from Australia, my new sponsor, Probiotica from Brazil. Who else? Bigger Than Life Entertainment. Just hit me up on IG, TFXman305, on Facebook, X-Men, Toney Freeman. And I'm doing this new project. It's called, the company's called Prove It. This has the Keto OS. This is probably one of the best. No, you know what? It is the best supplement probably I've ever taken in my life. As far as non-bodybuilding, you know what I'm saying? This doesn't really have anything to do with bodybuilding. I mean, we do ketosis diet in bodybuilding, but this product is for everyone. It works on 100% of the people. It's changing my life. It's making me really enjoy lifting and dieting and everything again. So that's it.
Very cool. Thanks for coming on the show. You've been an awesome guest, and we always love having you on Project Bodybuilding on any show. So you're always welcome back, and all the best to you.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, guys. That was Inside Bodybuilding episode. What is it, Taylor? Number 7.
7, I believe. Yeah.
Great show, everybody, and we'll see you next month.